What's up? It's Friday. This is episode 75 of Invisible Walls, the Diamond Anniversary. And I think this is actually the last official anniversary we'll have because people never stay married longer than 75 years.
That's because they die.
Exactly.
Which means we're all going to be dead within the next 25 episodes.
Yeah, so our next milestone is definitely our 100th episode. I think this is still pretty significant, though. 75 weeks of Invisible Walls.
75 weeks, and they haven't fired us, and they still put us on the air, and they still
I want
allocate
a
resources.
bicentennial. I want some like tall ships floating in the harbor.
Fleet Week.
Yeah.
For Invisible Walls episode
Special quarter.
75. The good news is this episode is going to be awesome. I think this is probably one of the best episodes we've had in months.
You say that every week.
No, I really mean it this time.
But last week you said the same thing as well. No, we do have.
I'm telling you, man.
We have a tight episode and a tight posse this week, to steal your phrases.
Too much posse. Yeah, we've got really good stuff this week. We got ODST, Modern Warfare 2, TGS, all kinds of good stuff to talk about. Q4 is officially here, and we are going to rock it. And sitting in with me today to talk about all this awesomeness is Marcus Beer.
Oh, I've got so much to share today.
Patrick Morales is in to talk about ODST.
Reporting for duty.
And Ryan Stevens manning the audio. Where's Johnny at, dude? Why isn't he manning the audio board today?
He's in Orange County. I don't know.
Can I just compliment Ryan on his porn star mustache?
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
growing. I thought you were going to shave that off.
I had to show Bobby.
We got to take a
So-
picture of that so that people can see.
Okay. I look kind of like Mario or used car salesman. I don't know.
Have you thought about just shaving half of the mustache off?
I've done that before.
I've seen the half beard before that you had.
I think I may rock the Hitler stash or
Oh,
the Charlie
no, yeah,
Chaplin.
you
The Charlie
can't do it.
Chaplin. That's a little more politically correct.
And just for all you people who keep asking about the Mario hat, I can't believe everyone's so obsessed over seeing me wearing the hat. We're going to have to do something fun with the hat now. It can't just be a picture. But we have not...
Sex tape.
Yeah, well... We have not got the hat yet. Basically, Nintendo just said, I will receive it before November something or other. So I'm guessing it will show up November something or other.
Can I just say I'm so impressed with your power and stature in the industry when Nintendo says, yeah, you'll get it at some point, just like everybody else. I mean, you're obviously an important man.
Yeah, you know, I'm high up on the ladder. Anyway, let's get the episode rolling. We got a lot to talk about.
You know the music. Time to dance.
Halo ODST. Patrick, you reviewed the game for us. I think a lot of people are really sitting on the fence. I'm sitting on the fence about this game.
No, I understand.
It's got the pistol back.
Is it a Halo game?
I understand the skepticism, and actually, from Bungie themselves, they make no illusions about what it is. First of all, it's not called Halo Recon or Halo ODST. It's Halo 3 ODST. So it's definitely building on what they made with 3. But I think they went that distance and making it its own, individual game. It's definitely not Halo 4 by any means, but for what it is, I found it really enjoyable. Honestly.
Spartans. Are there any Spartans in the game?
There are
Do you
none.
bump into them? Do you see them? Any of that?
I think the intent of ODST was you're actually controlling this rookie who's part of the Helljumpers squad, and you're supposed to go on this recon mission on Earth, but all of these events take place concurrently to what's happening in Halo 2. So actually, Master Chief is somewhere,
Right.
far away.
With giant plants.
Yeah, with giant plants and bipedal aliens. But you don't see any Spartans. It's all from a strictly human point of view.
So the story in ODST, it doesn't tie into what the Spartans are doing at all. There's no references to like our guys are on planet whatever and.
In some ways it does, and actually that's one of the things that it's good at. It pays a lot of lip service to the lore of Halo. You see little bits of hints in there, like especially referring to Reach, which is apparently a big event that happens in the past.
Mm-hmm.
With tying into the Spartans, you see some hints of it here and there, and I can't really give away too much.
Yeah, I don't want to
but
spoil anything.
It definitely ties in very well to the Halo universe, and for a fan, it's actually a really good ride and a nice alternate perspective of the whole thing.
I guess my big question is, Halo has always had big open levels, but they're levels. I know this kind of has levels via the flashbacks, but there's also this kind of Stalker, Far Cry 2 sort of thing they're
Open
going
world
for with
thing,
the open
yeah.
world. How does that work with a Halo game? And is there any sort of like Metroid Castlevania elements kind of blocking you from stuff, even if it's not power-wise, just like story elements?
It never gets to the point of Metroid level exploration where okay, once I've finished this sector, I can backtrack here. It's a lot simpler than that. You basically, as the rookie, you're initially stranded on your own, and you're kind of dropped into this open city level called New Bombasa. And how it works is that, as Ryan mentioned, you go around it and you're fighting all the Covenant on your own. But as you encounter these beacons, which basically show the remnants of your squad, it takes you to a flashback mission, which takes you to a completely different time and space, and that's when you get into the more actiony parts. I think the intent of the open world thing was not really to kind of create this Metroidvania kind of experience, but kind of stagger the experience where you have these stealth segments, going around the city, avoiding enemies, and then you have these high action-packed, parts. With
Stealth,
flashbacks.
really?
Yeah, how does that work?
There is actually, because obviously you're not in a Spartan suit, so you don't have any regenerating health. You're not, burly. You can't. You just, elbow people left and right. You actually do have to avoid confrontation when you can, because you will get, raffle stomped.
Was this enjoyable?
I found it pretty cool because it's ODST is really good at setting a sense of atmosphere. In the stealth sections, you really do feel like you're all out on your own. You feel like a lone soldier. And of course, when you do want to get that Halo action, you get it in the flashbacks. It's really good with establishing these action-packed set pieces where you're on a warthog, you're on a wraith, you're doing a sniper battle on a rooftop. So it does have that classic Halo action. That
So you do
people
still get
expect.
the vehicles
Oh, yeah.
and a lot of the stuff that you would get in a normal Halo game.
Definitely. It just wisely disperses them in a kind of scattered way where you'll experience each of them separately rather than just like one roller coaster the whole way through.
Gotcha. Now, multiplayer, obviously,
Yes.
any Halo game is a big deal. What really is the hook with the multiplayer here?
You get Halo
Why are
3's
you
multiplayer.
giggling, Ryan?
Well, I mean, I know they added the new Horde mode, whatever, Firefight, but I
Firefight,
mean,
yeah.
they're just giving you Halo 3's multiplayer.
Yeah.
Firefight is the lone contribution that ODST brings to the table, and like many have already observed, it is their take on Horde mode. But I think the thing that makes it so intriguing is that it splashes a lot of the Halo flavor in there. Where in Horde mode, it's more of a linear progression between next wave, next wave, next wave. Here, they throw in things like skulls. You'll encounter a round maybe where you fight a pack of hunters and shamans and those flying covenant, and then they'll go, okay, they're now exceptionally good at throwing grenades or dodging them rather. So that just throws in a lot of variables to how you approach things. I think the strength of Firefight over what Horde mode did is that you feel like you're constantly adapting to the things going on, whether it be a vehicle that pops up on the field or a skull that you had not anticipated to be activated, like Tilt, where when you shoot them with bullets, it'll fly off. So you need to work around that, like use a vehicle to run them over, something like that.
I like the pooled lives idea. Sounded pretty cool too.
Yeah.
It really gives the teamwork idea more ground.
That thing
solid
too.
ground.
Everything is really rooted around the team. You do have a shared pool of lives, so you really do need to pick up your own weight. You need to carry yourself if you want to get a good score.
So basically, if you suck, nobody is ever going to invite
Team
you
up with
onto
you.
their team. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, and that's even more the case because there is no Xbox Live matchmaking. So you're gonna have to be.
So it's luck of the draw across the board.
Not only that, you have to construct your own teams via friend list. So
Oh wow.
that's one addition
I'm
actually
screwed,
that
so I only
I'm
have
not
6
really
friends.
pleased with.
I don't know what you're laughing at. You're one of them.
So, there's no real multiplayer built around ODST. You're just going back and playing the old Halo 3 multiplayer with a new mode.
The maps that come in Firefight are explicitly designed with ODST. You are getting also the classic Halo 3 multiplayer. Everything is included, the Forge, the movie thing, and then all the DLC maps and 3 new maps that come with ODST. So
Here's a question.
Yeah.
So they're asking $60 for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's already bought Halo 3. They already have that crazy multiplayer suite. So basically, they're
Right.
getting this new mode, and they're getting a campaign that lasts how long?
I would say it's about 6 to 7 hours, around the same length as Halo 3.
So for someone who's already bought Halo 3, they're getting a 6 or 7 hour campaign and one new mode for $60.
You're getting that, but also I think the best
And
value.
maps.
Yes, the best value you're getting out of it is the DLC maps, and again, I can't stress how awesome Firefight is personally. When I went to the review event, I was in a Firefight match for 1.5 hours. It's really that kind of mode where you really.
Is that good?
I think it's
Do I want to
great.
match it last that long?
I mean, if you're have nothing to do on a Friday night and you just want to play something with your friends.
If you want an engrossing battle, there's a lot to be said actually for these long, drawn-out battles where you've got the ebb and flow and you've got the scores, seesawing left and right, and
It also
the
gets very
territorial
frustrating after a while, though.
gains. It can be if you keep on dying, but if you've actually got a good team and you're playing together. I mean, this goes back to the old, but playing Battlefield 1942 for the first time, where you had the big squads and you had these big territories you were fighting over. As long as the maps can hold up and give you that feel that you're in this pitched battle. I mean, that
Back
actually
when
sounds
I
like
used
a
to
good
play
selling point
tribes,
to me.
though, I mean, it would get to the point where there would be that ebb and flow. It'd go back and forth. You would get together with a squad of 5 guys. You'd fly over to the base in a ship. You'd infiltrate the base. You'd get all the way down to the flag, and then somebody would kill all of you.
Mm-hmm.
First time, that's cool. Go back to your base. Get back in the ship. Fly all the way over there. Infiltrate the base. Get in it. Get killed right by the. And after a while, you're just like, I don't care.
Yeah, but you don't really get that with this. You're not getting, it's like, oh, you're getting killed all in one go. I mean, I'm getting the feeling this is more of perhaps a staggered progression where, you're fighting your way across territory.
You're playing AI.
Yeah, and
not
it's
playing other dudes.
The thing with tribes is that it's player versus player. With Firefight, it's you against literally a horde of Covenant coming your way. You're fighting at least 3, 4, 5 dozen packs of Covenant at any given time.
That's good co-op. I mean,
Yeah.
that is fun co-op. If you can't go and do the full ODST story in co-op mode, doing firefighting co-op mode and just taking out the horde, that, to be honest with you, I mean, co-op for me is the pinnacle of any multiplayer. I know you like deathmatch or, capture the flag or whatever. Co-op for me, a really good co-op mission where you got like a squad of boys and you're going up against the AI. You can't top that.
I think the only type of player that won't be too amused by ODST is someone that doesn't care too much for the Halo story and just plays multiplayer and already has Halo 3. If you do like the Halo lore, then what they explore in single player is great.
Worth $60, though.
Well, you're getting that plus Firefight 2, which is a huge chunk of the value for me. If you have not quite gone into the Halo story, I think the single-player campaign stands well on its own. And again, Firefight's a great value. Plus, you're getting all of Halo 3's multiplayer right off the bat with all the content so far. So it really depends on how you want to approach it. But to me, ODST is a really well-constructed package.
To me, as someone who owns Halo 3, this game's a rental, man. I can rip through the campaign in 6 or 7 hours. I can play Firefight for 3 days, take the game back, good to go.
I think Firefight's going to be interesting, especially if they bring some DLC to it. If there's going to be new DLC content for Firefight in the pipeline, which Microsoft have actually been pretty good with that, so that might be interesting. What's funny to me is that we're a week out now. We're recording this literally 6 days before ODST ships, and it doesn't feel like there's a new Halo game.
Where's the
coming.
hype? I usually get emails from my more casual playing friends. Oh man, the new Halo's coming out. I haven't got any of that from that sort of peripheral group of people that I interact with.
I feel the same way, but at Comic-Con and at Gamescom, huge crowds. So it may not be there
we know
from
it's got
from
1.5
the
million
publishing-
pre-orders
from the publishing
already.
side.
How
but
much?
1.5.
Wow.
But there's definitely. I was surprised as well. I'm in the same boat as you guys. But
I think the core people
there's
definitely will get
a
it.
lot of interest.
I think it'll sell really well, and it'll be a big
But what
hit
is
for
really
Microsoft.
well? I mean, is
Well, we know there's 1.5 million pre-orders. It's not going to sell the 8 million that the Halo 3 sold, but I think it will do well for Microsoft. I mean, let's face it, the game's been finished since March. The game was developed in 14 months from the remnants of the Peter Jackson Halo game. This is like a stopgap, and the second Halo title of the year after Halo Wars. Halo Reach Around is next year.
I get it.
I know, I just had to slip that in there. But yeah, I think I just get the feeling that Microsoft this year are just like, we're going to tread water. We are just going to
What
tread
else do they
water for the rest of the year.
Forza
Yeah.
and lips,
leaps.
which I feel dirty saying with my mustache. But
Anyway, so before Ryan got all perverted, but I'm looking forward to playing it. Firefight is definitely the thing that for me is going to be a lot of fun, and I might
Will you
but-
pay $60 for that game?
No, I'm not paying for it. The PR people will say.
Would you pay $60 for that game?
Actually, you know what? I
No.
actually don't know. I don't know because, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't bought a Halo game since the first Halo. I've
Really?
been very lucky that I've had them sent to me.
Yeah.
But I'm even down to Halo Wars. But I'm actually looking forward to this more than Halo Wars because Halo Wars was just wank.
All right, next we're going to talk about Tokyo Game Show. You guys are taking off on Monday, in just a couple days from today.
We're traveling into the future.
Yeah.
To the east, into the sun.
Sadly, this will be the first year I am not going in well over a decade. I didn't really care until Team Ninja stopped by yesterday and started talking to me about it. Now I'm really sad.
Oh, we'll pour some sake on
And
the
a little
ground for you.
envious. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
So how are things looking, Ryan? You did a lot of the scheduling.
We
for
have
the show.
a full schedule, but there's some surprises that I want to still say I'm hyped for it, but there's some, at least we deal a lot with the U.S. publishers trying to, shepherd in the Western guys, like us from America and Europe. And Square usually had a lot of appointments, and this year they're like, stop on by, but we're not taking any appointments. A couple things scheduled they just said it's an unannounced game, which makes me happy.
Yeah.
But then some companies that have just announced some games, we're not getting any interviews for, but they're going to be on the show floor. What's great about TGS is you get to actually, you really get to pick up a lot of great stuff just walking around. We have great translators with us, so even if we don't book anything, we're able to really get into talk to the developers on the show floor and really bring the TGS experience back, which is just lots of crazy-ass Japanese games, for the most part. I do like that the Behemoth seems to go to every trade show, because I think they just like to travel.
One thing I like about
we'll see Untitled Game
TGS
3.
is that you do get to see those really wacky, crazy concepts that don't make it over to E3, that don't make it to Gamescom,
We
that
saw
don't make
a
it to PAX.
flying broomstick
Yeah, I remember that.
arcade game, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, we do have some big interviews lined up that I can't really spill the beans on yet, but, some real cool stuff is definitely coming back. And as usual, we're going to be 24 hours a day. We
Round
have
the
some sort of
clock.
time machine, so we're actually working 27 hours a day. So we're going to have a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, be
And
sure to check out our coverage, man. It's tough going all the way to Japan, but we have the system down.
If you thought our Modern Warfare 2 stuff showed up pretty quick this week, that's nothing. Just wait for TGS.
Yeah, somehow we've managed to perfect the formula of TGS. We'll have pretty much everything up well before everybody else. We're not going to share our trade secrets, but we do have it pretty much
Part of
down.
the formula is Red Bull.
The other part of the formula is a whole lot of hard work and busting ass. So go forth and conquer, gentlemen. We can't wait to see what you guys do in Tokyo. Everybody listening and watching the show, make sure you check it out. We're going to have around-the-clock coverage. They are on the exact opposite time schedule of you guys when they're in Japan. So if you're up late at night, you're going to see videos rolling up 2, 3 in the morning. We're going to be posting stuff. Be sure to check out the site, and thank you very much. All right, it's NPD time, which means it's time for the NPD.
And in
Deductive
breaking
reasoning.
news, sales are down again.
And the playing field is basically leveled at this point. Although I think next month we might see the PlayStation 3 have its first month where it wins.
PlayStation 3, since the price cut and since the Slim, has been selling well. I know in Europe and Japan it's done very well in its first couple of days.
Anecdotal evidence, went into Best Buy this weekend, saw 4 people walk out with PS3s.
Yeah, now's the time to buy them.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
is definitely the time to buy them.
And if you already have a PS3, though, don't bother trading it in, especially at GameStop, because they have a rip-off deal right now. If you trade in an old PS3, they give you $150 towards a new one.
What?
Yep, GameStop are ripping you off again, ladies and gentlemen, but enough of them.
But here we go. The Wii did manage to hold on again for another month at 277,000 consoles sold.
But the gap is closing.
It is closing fast. The 360 at 215, and the PlayStation 3 just 5,000 away
Yeah.
at 210.
Yeah, the Slim helped. The Slim and the price cut really helped PlayStation.
It's going to help this month a lot. I think
Yeah.
next month we will see the PlayStation 3 overtake both the Wii and the 360. Although now rumors are circling that the Wii is going to drop in price.
Yeah, we're seeing ads hitting that the Wii is going to be $199.
After just, a month ago, Iwata-san saying we have no plans for a price drop.
Well, I think they're going after those last 20 people who haven't bought a Wii yet.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of people. I mean, look at the PS2 still sells 105K. So there's a lot of people that do not have the Wii yet. I mean,
Yeah, well, look at the DS. People are buying one. For
Yeah,
each
people can
brand.
still buy still 500,000 DS sold last month.
Well, I mean, the DS is, the software is generally cheaper than anything else, and it's, it
Unless you
doesn't,
buy Square Games.
but it doesn't tie up your television. It's good to give to the kids so they can sit in the corner and keep them quiet on trips. I mean, the DS is ideal for that.
But speaking of consoles and software, look at Madden sold a lot more in the 360 than the PS3.
Oh, that's a given.
But then-
I mean,
That's a given.
that was
It's
because
not that
the
bad.
established base was out there.
let me finish. But then look how neck and neck Batman is, and obviously PS3 had the Joker incentive.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
But
exclusive
that's pretty interesting. I mean, that's
13,000 difference.
pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I think that extra content probably helped it with people who have both platforms. And then there's Wii Sports Resort. Can we say that? We can't say it tanked, obviously, because 800,000 units is huge.
It's been,
But I mean, think about it. We're talking about the sequel to a game that 20-some million people have.
Right.
Yeah, but I
and
mean,
it does only. I mean, that's got to be a disappointment.
Well,
for Nintendo.
how much did it do last month? 500,000? Or
Yeah.
500,000 in the first week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It sold sick amounts. So I mean, yeah, it still sold really, really well.
And EA is not happy with Madden sales.
No, they're not. I mean, Madden sales are down this year over last year.
I mean, I think last year the 360 had around 1.3 or 1.4 million in the
But
first.
that was down from the year before too.
Right.
It is a slippery slope with Mr. John Madden.
And
The
trust
one-
me, EA hasn't
He
pulled
doesn't
back
wear
on the
socks.
marketing. I mean, if you watch NFL Network,
Oh, yeah.
that whole network is sponsored. Every single thing they say, I'm going to go to the toilet now, sponsored by Madden NFL 10. Like, literally everything is sponsored by Madden.
I tell you who is happy. Square Enix, 3 games in the top 10, and a company they just absorbed in IDOS, giving them Batman, which sold over 500,000 units, and this is basically in a 4-day period because it came out on the 25th.
Oh, yeah,
And I
they're-
think they cut this off around the 29th. Or 30th,
Holy
so
crap! A
maybe-
PSP game.
No.
I've heard of those.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so yeah, they
from
did really
Yugoslavia.
well. And what I'm hearing actually is the unofficial sort of like sales figures are in, and it's almost 2 million copies of Batman sold, which goes to show.
Worldwide, right?
I don't know. I still haven't seen confirmation if it's worldwide or US. It wouldn't surprise me if it's worldwide, but still 2 million units in the first 3 or 4 weeks is great. And after seeing Marvel Ultimate Alliance come out yesterday, I'm being really disappointed with that.
Yeah.
I am so pleased for Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah,
Disappointed.
Look at there's Mario Kart again. How many copies have they sold of Mario Kart? I wonder. Like
With the wheel.
Well,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't. They
Wii wheel.
don't. They don't let you out of GameStop unless you buy Mario Kart with a wheel.
And if you won't buy that, they make you buy a Wii Fit, which sits in at what 7th or 8th.
If you don't trade in
Yeah,
your PS3, okay, well, you at least have to walk out with Mario Kart the wheel.
I think next month will be interesting from a console perspective when you see the PS3 sales go up. But I think we'll see more PS3 software in the top 10 next month, and it might be interesting that some of the games that people missed the first time around, the Infamouses of this, the Ratchet and Clanks from last year. I think we might see those games start to come back. in the
I guess
charts.
Killzone could have a renaissance
Killzone
right now too.
Yeah, Killzone 2, Resistance. I mean, there's a lot of games out there that actually come down in price that are being sold at Target and Best Buy at a cheap rate.
I just hope after the Wii price cut, I just hope we don't see Wii Play sneak back up on here because that just pisses me off so much when it
Well-
picks a slot.
I think basically this is all going to depend on one thing: how many fat single chicks there are out there without a Wii.
Wow.
And word on the street is that Uncharted 2 is all that and a bag of chips. I talked to some people last night that had
Ruffled?
played the single player, and they said it is the.
Yeah.
I hope so.
This is. I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is Sony's fall. Sony and
To
the
win or
PS3 can dominate because nobody else is bringing anything to the table.
Look and wonder how it came to this.
All right, finally on this show, we can talk about, hands down, the most anticipated game of the year, Modern Warfare 2. Ryan and I were at an event last night for the game where they showed off the multiplayer for the first time. We got to play it for hours, which is pretty well you didn't.
I got to use a lot of gas.
So you got to watch, you got to play, Ryan, and I got to watch Jeff Keighley tweeting
Oh my
about
god,
it.
the man's a machine.
Yeah, I had my Twitter window open last night. I just kept on watching everybody twittering from the event because.
But
I'm
anyway, I
invited
mean,
to
there
these
was
things.
lots of cool stuff. I mean, when I was doing the very basic edits last night, and I was just like, is this a silenced shotgun? I mean, that's awesome. I mean, it's like No Country for Old Men, the video game.
Yeah, it's one thing I will say is it is Call of Duty multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, I was there very briefly, but visually, yeah. But I will say so that high-rise level definitely invokes some different stuff than we haven't seen before.
But I mean, the stuff that they've added in there is pretty freaking insane. Like the perks that they showed last night. There's one perk where, and we all know this, you're playing, you get killed by someone that it seems like they fired one freaking bullet and killed you, and you're like, what freaking gun's that guy using? Well, now you can actually clone the person that kills you, and you can take their whole loadout with your next spawn.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, because then you figure out what weapons they're using, and it actually helps you learn how to become better at the game.
So, do you get to play with the Riot Shield? Because we've seen a lot of
We
the
did play
Riot
with the
Shield. We
Riot
saw
Shield.
that footage of the guy running around with the Riot Shield and one shot killed him in the end. But how did that work?
Well, you're impervious to bullets, provided you're facing the right direction. People are shooting at you. Obviously, if they get behind you, one shot and you're dead. But if you melee with the shield, you just kill people instantly. So if people try to rush you or try to rush up to you and circle strafe around you and get behind you, as long as you can get within a couple feet of them in melee, you can literally just kill them like that. So it's pretty well balanced. I think that's what I would say overall is the balance in this. I don't know how they do it, but I mean, with all the things that they've added at this point, and to manage to balance all those things is freaking incredible. I mean, the HUD in this game, like following everything that's happening is almost impossible. Like there are so many new kill streaks. You can set custom kill streaks. You can select the order of unlocks, so you can basically choose what order of stuff you want to unlock. I mean, it is like they could sell this game, the multiplayer, by itself for $60, and it would be worth every dime. The people out there that are still playing Call of Duty 4, or maybe you moved on to World at War, you're going to lose your mind. I mean, this multiplayer is that freaking good. No vehicles. I was like, well, maybe, they'll have a snow level and they'll let people jump on, like, snowmobiles or something.
But cut the crap.
What?
Cut that stuff. I mean, like
Yeah.
the tank stuff in World at War is like, eh.
If you're going to do it, you need to do it right. And it would completely change, like, the whole aesthetic.
The balance that you're talking about, too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is about being a foot soldier and storming in with 5 guys and watching each other's backs, and I think it would take away from that if you were to use vehicles. The maps that they showed were great. I'm not a big fan of the sniper maps where there's lots of open area, and all these are very urban, very tight, lots of different peepholes to look through. I mean, memorizing these maps is going to take a really long time trying to figure out if you turn a corner, where can people shoot you from. It was all that. I mean, I was really, really impressed with it. They had to pry people away from it pretty much at the end.
What version were you all playing on? PC, 360?
360. In fact, that's something interesting about the whole thing is that the event was sponsored by Xbox 360.
Because they announced that the limited edition...
The bundle, yeah. Which
bundle.
isn't, at first when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's a really good deal. And I really started thinking about it. Basically, it's a $400 bundle. You're getting a 250 gig hard drive, which is insane. So if you look at it, you compare it to like the Elite, you're getting that extra 130 gigs of hard drive space. You're getting the game, and you're getting an extra controller. So for that extra amount of money that you're paying. So, at first I thought it was kind of a good deal. Now, not so much. I do love the look of the console. They said that they actually let like Infinity Ward work on it this time instead of let Marking work on the design of the console. It looks real cool, real sleek. Most of the controllers are from the Elite, so they're just black controllers. Headset, the same headset from the Elite. So they've kind of just used those parts and put it into the box. But overall, it's a cool looking kit. I think people who are really into Modern Warfare are probably going to pick it up, but I wouldn't trade in my Elite for it at the price that they're asking for it.
So,
No PlayStation 3 version in sight, by the way, so we did not get to see how it's running. The 360 version runs like grease lightning, in all honesty. And these were full games with people that know how to play. A lot of really cool, extra weapons like you've guided missiles now. It was just insanity. In all honesty, I mean, it was just total mayhem from the minute you pick up the controller to the minute somebody told you to put it down.
You get to play with the knives, the new knives at all?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, is this your most anticipated game of the year now?
I don't know if I would say it's my most anticipated. I would say I can pretty much guarantee that it's the game I'm going to get the most value out of and play the most over the next 12 months. I mean, no one's going to be disappointed in this game, I'll put it to you that way.
Are there going to be zombies?
No zombies. They also would not talk anything about the single player still. I asked them if they're going to be rolling out a lot more media leading up to the launch. They didn't really think so. They said they're pretty much going to keep all that stuff under wraps.
They don't really need to, because they know multiplayer. It's a shame because I'm not going to be buying this game.
Why?
I am reiterating my Activision boycott after everything Bobby Kotick said this week, and I hate to sound like.
Dude, that is ridiculous.
Are you
You
gonna
know,
make your
You need to
girlfriend buy it
deprive
for
yourself?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'll if there's a copy here, I'll come in and play it. I'd love to play it because I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. But I've just had it with this guy and the comments he made this week about.
You're really going to deprive yourself
Well,
of the
let
most
me-
fun you could probably
let-
have playing a game this year.
Let me tell you how his comments struck home. The comments he made was that when he first joined Activision, it was his mission to bring people in from the packaged good industry to basically take all the fun out of making video games. He said that at a conference on Monday. The reason it cut home so much with me is this was one of the reasons I left Vivendi back in 2007, because working in games used to be so much fun. PR in games used to be so much fun. And I saw these people coming in from Pepsi and Coke and from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, how about
and,
Nintendo? They hire people from Reebok and Yahoo. You're just like, what
and
are you doing?
it stopped being fun. And with, I saw those comments and I'm like, if you're supposed to be making entertainment products, you're supposed to have a bit of fun making them, because that has got to be part of what comes into the game. If you don't have fun making it, you're never going to make the best game possible. And I
don't know. Infinity Ward does a pretty good job.
I think Infinity Ward might be a little more autonomous, but and I know Blizzard is 100% autonomous, which is great. But that just really pissed me off, and I'm so sick of Bobby Kotick, and I know there are a lot of other people who are, and the fact that it would suck that for Infinity Ward if this game didn't sell well, and it's gonna sell well, and these boycotts are useless. But I can't, in all good conscience, pay money to Activision anymore, and I won't do it.
And I can't deprive myself of playing those
Why don't
games.
you make a balance where you just don't buy any of their games that have paraphernalia? Because they're going to, I'm calling it now. I'm not saying Tony Hawk Ride is not going to be a good game, but I think they're going to eat it.
Dude, that
I won't be
game
playing
is
Tony
gonna
Hawk. I won't be.
They are going to eat it.
I don't really want to
so
play
much.
DJ Hero either. I mean, the two games from Activision that I would really, really enjoy, getting into. One of them is Modern Warfare 2. And I know it's going to be a great game, and I've got nothing but love for Infinity Ward. I think those guys are fantastic. And I was looking forward to Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which I didn't play, and I'm so glad I didn't now, because having seen it, no.
I think you should try DJ Hero, by the way. I think you might change your mind.
Look, if you've got a copy in here, I will come and I will sit with you and play, because I used to DJ in college, and I used to get all the DMC mixes.
Is that a challenge?
Well, he's probably better than me, but yeah, I'll give it a go.
I think
but I'm
people
just
are going
not
to be
paying-
really pleasantly surprised by that game.
I'm just not giving them my money anymore. Bobby Kotick can suck it.
Well, for the people who don't want Bobby Kotick to suck it, you're going to love Modern Warfare 2. All right, that's going to do it for this week's show, episode 75 into BizHooks. Give me a big high five.
Mr. Shane, I have an announcement.
Oh.
Actually, no. I mean, if anybody likes my my rants and actually wants to tune in and catch some more, I'm going to be starting doing a show on Ustream. So if you search for Ustream and the keywords Annoyed Gamer, I think my first show will probably go up over the weekend. So if you fancy watching a Welshman on his webcam spouting off, go to Ustream and take a look.
Hopefully you'll have your clothes on.
Oh, don't worry. I will have my clothes on. I will be shaved, but I mean, there's going to be a lot
All
more.
over? Below the waist?
Shaved.
I actually might just rock a Ryan mustache.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's going to be a lot more Bobby Kotick vitriol and lots of other stuff. So if you like that sort of stuff, and I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but feel free to drop by for the live stuff and say hi.
And don't forget to check us out, our TGS coverage. Make sure you come around the clock. Ryan will not be sleeping. He will be quarterbacking.
Will Ryan be coming around the clock too?
Not amused.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Invisible Walls, episode 75 is out, bitches.
Mustache.